Hey YouTube, I've got a couple interesting games for you today. It is going to be another up-and-coming Prodigy. Something that we have looked to find a lot here on this channel, and it's not going to end anytime soon. We have got drknown against Rawas. Now, drknown is an up-and-coming Middle East 1v1 player. Him and Rawas are playing here on Middle East servers in this 1v1. We're going to have a couple games of drknown. And drknown, like some other players who have played on stream before, is 13 years old. In fact, he was recently 12 years old. Just like Fast, when he played on his first show match, drknown, right when he was going to try and qualify for the Fall 5K, he had just turned 13. He was asking about making an account for Smash that to get to be 13 years old, and he's like, I can't do it till tomorrow. You got to figure this out, drknown. I'm sorry, I can't figure it out for you, but assuming you get signed up in time, then you can try and qualify. But drknown wasn't able to qualify. I think he played well. Not sure he made it to any of the qualifying rounds, but I want to say maybe one round before that. So actually, drknown was somebody that Joriez had brought up to me as well. He said, hey, just so you know, there's this kid drknown. He's not quite there yet, but he's going to be there based on a few games I've played against him. And so we're going to watch and see what his play style is like. Now, most of the youngsters that we end up watching on stream, like Fast, like Daniel, like even back in the day with Chronic or Zapatos, they usually have some kind of interesting mechanical ability. I don't know if that's the case with drknown. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't watched any drknown 1v1 games. I am watching with you guys live. There's not a better player to test right now, especially not in the Middle East region, than Rawas, meaning to test drknown with, because Rawas has been playing really well. It seems like drknown's kickoff at the very least has been able to equal with Rawas, which is impressive in its own right. But we're also thinking about doing, I say we as if, you know, the royal we or me. I'm thinking about doing a next-gen tournament here soon, where we get some of the up-and-coming youngsters who are under 15 years old into a tournament to see which one of them is the best. I think we have a few that are exciting right now, like drknown, like Dark, like maybe Fast from NA. I think there's a few others that I've started to collect. So expect to see that probably sometime in January, unless something weird happens. We'll probably get Next Gen Season 4. We've had 3 of those before, but we'll get another one coming. And certainly drknown will be invited, and hopefully we will see drknown getting to play against some of his other 1v1 grinders that are in the mode right now. Right now he's got Rawas tied up 4-4, and he's trying to work his way through right now. Rawas, known for his defense, could not keep drknown from eventually working his way in. And a super high scoring game, something I noticed here. And I would say that that was unique. I would say that that's something special, that Rawas, his defensive ability usually leads to low scoring games, but actually saw a few straight games. I think it was against First Killer, where he scored double digits in almost every single game. And it just was an absolute, what am I trying to think? It was a shootout. That's what I'm trying to think of. It was just a crazy shootout. So we'll see if that continues here, or if the gameplay slows down. Rawas, a little fake, using the wheels of his car to slow the ball down as well. It looks a little bit confusing because drknown's car is in blue and Rawas's car is in orange, but they are playing on the opposite teams of that. You gotta make sure to look at those nameplates. drknown, interesting decision. Had the boost to probably take that ball a little bit longer, but decided to just boom the ball into the back wall. Now, he's looked so patient on the goal line. I really like to see this from drknown. It's a bit of a unique trait from some of the younger players who want to rush, want to trust their mechanics, don't maybe have the patience to find the best opportunity, but that's definitely what it seems like drknown has had here. He's trying to go slow enough to get this midfield boost. It doesn't happen, and now Rawas should have just a free goal. Breeded out that boost just a little bit. Probably need to try and figure out what he could do with zero. Wave dash kickoff from both these guys. drknown, like he's able to bump Rawas. Now going to go for an air dribble bump. Rawas gets around it, but I think this shot across the whole field is not in. drknown needed to not pinch that away. I don't think there was really any urgent need to get rid of the ball on that back wall, and he played like there was, although good save. Prevents Rawas being able to follow it up. He does have the lead right now, so if he can hold on to it, Wait, no, so Rawas does. I just got. I told you guys not to get confused by the cars, but I just did. Oh my goodness, what a save! Now, long shot is gonna be a goal. Wow, hard-earned counterattack there from drknown. Definitely a unique save attempt in and out of his net. Now he has it tied up. Try not to get confused like I did. Rawas gonna pop the ball. Not gonna lead to get corner boost though. Sometimes people feel like they have enough of an arc to use that time to grab 100. That's not what Rawas is going to do. drknown launches this flick way too high, and smart play by him to just accept the fact he's going to be forced back into the corner, accept the fact that he's not going to be able to stay at the midfield boost. You just have to give it up to Rawas and just try again on a dribble. And this dribble ends up leading to absolutely nothing. Rawas is going to try and go the entire length of the field. This reset is way too risky, and it is going to be a drknown freebie. He has a little camera check just to make sure that Rawas isn't going to be making it back, but he certainly is not. So Rawas maybe playing a bit riskier than we're used to seeing in the big tournaments that he's been playing in. We have had some games with lots on the line, probably one of the less intense matches we've watched of him recently. And an air dribble bump is going to put drknown up 8-6. 38 seconds left to go. What will Rawas do now that he knows he's going to need a couple goals? Before, you might see him play risky with the air dribbles when it's tied, but now he's got to figure something out. Interesting pinch from drknown, set up to himself. Looks like Rawas is trying to pull drknown out a little bit. When he doesn't come out, he will just bounce dribble and put it behind him. 20 seconds. Needs a good kickoff. drknown's kickoff has not been poor. He has had a decent kickoff. Rawas not going to go wave dash on this diagonal. Loses it slightly. drknown is diving and coming back to take care of the ball. This has been a great final segment from him. Can he outplay Rawas here? This ball bouncing down to a shooting position. Oh my goodness, drknown didn't want to shoot. It seemed like he wanted to play ultra safe, but that actually led to this possession for Rawas. drknown will tap it down. A win for drknown against Rawas. 8-7. High scoring affair, but I think we have another match here between drknown and Moxie. You saw him versus Rawas. Now it's time to see him against Moxie. How does drknown match up against Moxie? We've seen a lot of Rawas-Moxie matchups. Oh, wow, what a fake to start this one off. drknown makes it look like he's going to take a wall to air dribble, and Moxie was willing to go all in and attempt to stop it, so ends up just flying past the play on the side wall. drknown going to get the first. Once again, he's going to try and confuse this just a little bit by having a blue car playing on the orange team. Moxie makes it a bit easier by having a fully blue car. Moxie is playing ultra aggressive here against drknown. drknown score this. Wow, that was actually great placement. Off the crossbar and down to himself. Might have been the only way to score it. If he got any lower, Moxie was going to have the recovery. Exactly what drknown needed. Wave dash kickoffs for Moxie. Can't win the race to the ball. In fact, he got beat so bad. drknown is likely just to score here. Oh no. He needed 12 boost. Just a singular pad of extra boost, and he would have been able to get up and take a free shot, but the ball was just out of reach for what he wanted. Look at this musty by Moxie. Moxie puts himself on the board. Does not go scoreless for the first minute. Wave dash kickoff, I think we're going to expect to see from him a lot. drknown seems to just have a solid standard kickoff from what I've seen from him so far, which of course has been exactly what you guys have seen as well. Just one game. Dembo from drknown onto Moxie. Bounce dribble from him. Looks like he's trying to get Moxie to commit and cut past him, but Moxie timed his challenge really well. In fact, able to get a goal the other way. Moxie tying it back up once again. drknown staying on ball with 0 boost. Something that takes a good amount of confidence in your ability and in your one's mindset to not leave an opportunity for the other player. He's going to dive on this pinch. The way we've seen Moxie playing in 1v1, we know that that pinch is a layup for him. You have to assume that's going in, but right now his aggressive challenges have been what have left a couple windows open for drknown. This bump It's going to lead to a pretty good opportunity. Moxie able to save it off the crossbar. 50ing with drknown now. Didn't pick up that 100 boost. I think that's going to end up being a big deal. He could have pressured here earlier if he had it. Instead, he's headed back to net. drknown's reset led nowhere, and I think this should just be a Moxie goal. I guess the ball got sent too high that you couldn't get a quick shot out of it. So drknown is back, and this one is not going to go in either. Wow. drknown able to bump Moxie as he tries to get a greedy save as opposed to just sending it out into the corner. He was trying to cut and maybe even catch it. drknown bumps him in order to prevent that. 0 boost for him. Will he stay on this ball again? He's going to try to. Moxie dunks off the top of him, and it's going to be a goal. I mean, these felt like really risky situations. He was able to handle it the previous time. This time, he could not. And this is why, you know, I bring up that you don't see tons of players doing it unless they're really, really confident that they can win or get a good challenge off it. drknown definitely did not there. Oh, man. This has just been Moxie's downfall right now. drknown is having to work too hard with these setups. He saw that read just because Moxie's being incredibly aggressive on that initial dribble. It's not like it was a masterful fake necessarily when Moxie's telegraphing these as much as he is. Now drknown trying to go top left. Moxie, he needs to be able to get that save. I think he was capable of doing so, but instead he had drknown 4-3 lead. Can he take down Rawas and Moxie, the two players that are standing atop the EU scene right now? I say EU server scene. You know, Rawas is part of that. But Rawas and, you know, maybe TRK. TRK, who hasn't been playing in tournaments. Those two lead the MENA region. And I would say Moxie, Jack, or I was about to say Moxie and Jack, but Moxie and Jorias lead the EU region. Right now, drknown up 5-4. Big dash kickoff. Has him in a wall to air dribble position. Tries to use the late touch on the reset. Goes nowhere. He backs all the way back to the corner, letting drknown. Oh my goodness. This defense from Moxie. I'm actually going to watch this one again real quick just because I'm a little bit confused why these have been going in. It's a nice pre-flip onto the wall. It's just a poor read of what drknown's going to do. I tried to skip there. The replay that was not going to show up. But, you know, drknown isn't exactly being tricky with that long setup to eventually shoot bottom left. And yet, Moxie, I guess, is expecting him to delay even longer and hold off on the shot. So he's trying to meet him before the movement to the ball. But drknown keeps it away and has a 2-goal lead. Minute 20 left to go. Moxie trying to bump drknown. Get him out of this play. He has earned himself another wall to air dribble, which he has liked. This is one of the better setups for it, though. drknown pre-jumped, and he is able to send it down. Moxie does not use the reset. drknown gets back on the bounce. Only a pad for him. He's likely going to launch this. Yeah, Moxie maybe knows that. drknown really has no other choice in that position. I felt like Moxie had a chance to get an angle on nets, but instead taps it off the backboard. So drknown in a good position. Under a minute left to go. The 2-goal lead. Interesting movement behind the ball to try and fake Moxie out, but I don't think he really did. He was still able to take the ball slowly into what he was planning all along. Back reset. Doesn't lead to anything, but all this midfield play with no real dangerous shots from either player does favor drknown, but there's that Moxie flick that we know and love, and he actually just throws it directly at drknown, but he puts it fast enough that it doesn't matter. That's right where he is. Ooh, a fake kickoff from drknown. First time we've seen that from him. And now, all the way from the back corner, the reset. Is he going to try and shoot this? He might have not have gotten the reset, but also might not have wanted to use it as he's holding on to a 1-goal lead. That might have just been a little bit too much risk than he was interested in. Moxie can't get the speed after outplaying past drknown. He's going to go for it once again. This time the reset, the double. It's in. drknown on 0 seconds. Slams in a 7-5 win. drknown. We got to remind you, this is a just recently turned 13-year-old. Just recently turned 13-year-old from the Middle East. drknown looking so solid. It's going to be a couple years before we see drknown in the RLCS if he ends up playing it. But if you guys remember a long time ago, we used to watch Daniel play when he was 13 years old. And similarly Daniel would get, I mean, it's unfair to compare to Daniel, but Daniel would get highly rated and, couldn't really take down the top players in show matches at first, but as he went on and on, he's eventually become this insane player that he is today. So is that going to happen with drknown as well? I mean, it's fun to think we could have another Prodigy on our hands, but it's up to drknown to keep grinding, and we'll be watching.